G'day, Steve Morgan here at the conclusion of the 2022 13 Fishing Bass Pro Grand Final. We're on the Clarence River. It is written off day 2 because of rising flood levels and impending severe weather coming. The man who was happy that day 2 was cancelled, Braden Schuch, leading after day 1. Didn't know you were leading at the end of the session, but that result stands, so you've taken yourself home a boat, an Alloycraft boat worth 40 to 50 grand, mate. Good trip to make.
Yeah, the 7 hours up the coast was well worth it, I'd say. It was a wet, wild weekend, very windy, very rough, but one day, and that's all it took.
That's it. One shot, one kill, and at the same time that the Aussie guys and your mate Tommy Slater from Dyer was over there finding it difficult in the Bass World Championships. You're over here kicking goals, mate. So what are you now, the best bass angler at Dyer?
Yeah, we'll say that, but I'm sure I'll hear something from Tommy saying that it won't stand, so we'll see how he takes it.
We'll put it to a public poll, mate. You'll shoo it in. How about that? Take us through your day's fishing. You did well here in the event here in August. Found a few spots. Did some of those spots you found then play in this event?
Just trying to think. Not really, to tell you the truth. Areas kind of did. I come up the 2 weeks ago before the pre-fish ban. It was, I called that tough, but this weekend was even tougher. Found a couple of spots. A few of those played, which was really good. This weekend for me was just a junk fish weekend, really. I had 10 or 15 rods out on the deck, and it was just pick up something, throw it. If you catch a fish, that's how it is. But I ended up bringing down a couple here that I got more bites on than others.
Yep. So run us through them.
Yeah, cool. So probably the bait that I had most confidence in this weekend was a spinner bait. It just felt right. Like I had that gut feeling that I was throwing the right thing. So that one there's just a little Steez spinner bait. I've done a bit of modifications to it, put a bit of an orange skirt, tied that in underneath there and swapped the orange blade out. I've had luck with that previously in the past here. I don't know what it is about the orange blade. It's just, I don't know if it just...
Confidence.
Yeah, it's just a confidence thing. That one's matched up on the new TD0722 MLXB and little Steez there. Just bashing edges as close as you can to the reeds and just roll them out pretty much. And the other one was the new Infeet limited AGS rod there. So that one's got a little prawn imitation plastic on there on the new Bait Junkie jig head. And I fished that one at the ferries. There was a lot of fish at the ferries. They shut down on Saturday. I only ended up getting a couple out of it. But there was just a lot of prawns coming up. Every time that ferry went out, you'd see one or two kind of just mulling around on the surface. You might see a brim eat one or something off the surface. So I just thought, why not match the hatch? And that one's matched up with a little reverie there. Just throwing, when the ferry would leave, you'd kind of go up as close as you could to the wire, throw up onto the ramp and just work it back and try and bring them out back over that wire.
Yep. So your multi-pronged approach paid off on the weekend, and it was, I think, your kicker fish that got you over the line. You caught the big bass for the weekend. There is no big bass prize in the grand final, but take us through that 43.5 centimetre fish. Everyone was surprised that it wasn't that big, including you. You thought it was going to be a big bass, but take us through that capture.
Yeah, I was very surprised. The Clarence, it's been done in the past. You just see 50s just pop up out of nowhere, and that was no different this weekend. I thought that would happen. I'm very shocked that a 43.5 was a big bass, but that was just on the little plastic here at the ferry. I think it was third or fourth cast in, and I was up on the wire, and it had me bent with the tide just changed. It was under the wire, and I had the little AGS here just bent over, but I ended up bringing it back over and worked out. Yeah, I was really stoked with it. Good start.
You also gave me one of these little jigs. I want you to tell me the story about this creation you've made here. What's it all about, and where did you fish it?
Yeah, so the jig, that's the one, I guess we could say that's the one that sealed the deal for me. I had that little 235, I think it was, which was the smallest bass, and I knew I had to get rid of it. So I had a bank that I found 2 weeks ago with a couple of snags in deeper. It was a bit of a nothing bank, and we got a couple of bites on the Pros Factory 3/8 motion there. That's just a little chopped down abortion of a plastic on the back there, but it does the job. But just fishing some deeper trees in about 10 foot of water, I knew that there were fish on them, and there was a lot of kind of structure out off the bank, and just dragging the jig there, and that's what got that last upgrade. I think it was 39.5, so I'm pretty happy about that.
It's like a $40,000 or $50,000 upgrade, that one. So you didn't know that when you were slipping into the net, did you?
No, I was pretty happy about it, and then after that, Tucker actually messaged me at about 12 o'clock and with a screenshot saying, like, keep it up, you can do it. And had the screenshot of me in number one. I'm like, you're kidding? Like, I don't check the scoreboard or anything. I just rather come in and just see how it goes. And I was pretty shocked, but we still had an hour and a half to go, and I thought someone's surely going to pip it. But with that wind coming up and the conditions that were happening, I think the spots were quite limited, and the spots that were sheltered, people were just smashing. So it kind of played to my advantage, I guess.
Take us through that boat ride down the river yesterday. We don't often get real big northerly and northwesterlies in the river here, mate. She was standing up like a soldier, wasn't it?
Yeah, some of those bends there where the current really hugged in, and where that wind hit it, there was some genuine 2-foot chop through there, and it was, even in these glass boats, it was very rough, and there was a lot of prop coming out of the water.
Yeah. No, it was a great weekend on the Clarence. The anglers fished in great spirits. It was real buck and bass weather this weekend, and we have a new grand final champion, Dane Price. You don't have the trophy anymore. It now goes to Braden Schuch. I'm going to call him a Queenslander, even though he lives in Sydney at the moment, and we'll have to organise now how to get your boat to you, mate. It's a good problem to have.
That is a very good problem to have.